Good morning, everybody. Rob here, and I thought I'd just bring you along this morning. It's going to storm here, and I thought I'd bring you along for kind of a update on how my garden's doing. I got tomatoes that are blooming. Some of the tomatoes I have in cages, others I couldn't find enough cages this year, so I guess I'll be coming up here when it dries up a little bit and staking some of these out. My cabbage is doing pretty good. Starting to see a formation of a few heads. My broccoli's doing pretty good. As you can see there, I don't want to get out in too much, it's a little muddy. Got some heads of broccoli coming. So we've already gotten one small head of broccoli that we've harvested. So broccoli's doing pretty good. I got some peppers there. I got some jalapenos, some habaneros, some cayennes, and some hot chilies, or the green ones. But my broccoli's doing real well. Some of it's a little leafy, but I think it's going to come out. This is my row of peppers, and then tomatoes. My potatoes are kind of spotty, but they're starting to bloom. My tomatoes are doing really good. I've already got some tomatoes down there, probably the size of a marble. The cucumber and zucchini's coming along. That's my cucumber and zucchini, and of course my corn. Now, most of my garden I've side dressed it twice, so it's already been side dressed with fertilizer twice. Need to get in here and hoe it out, but it's been raining here. I got my Kentucky Wonder pole beans are coming up here, but I'm having a little issue with the leaves, and if somebody knows what that is, you can see that the leaves are kind of turning yellow and withering, getting some spots on them. They just haven't done the best. Seems like the one on the other side of the little cattle gate. This is a cattle gate that I just arched over to, and we decided to put some onions right here in the center to grow some onions. We figured they'd be big enough before the beans completely took over this whole arch. But these on this side look a little better. So if anybody knows what that is, or what's causing it, or what I can do for it, let me know. I usually grow a bush type bean. This is my first time growing pole beans. The wife's got some beets set out through there, but the weeds are about to take them. We're trying to let the beets get big enough that we can see them well enough to get the weeds out of them. But some of my tomatoes, I don't know if you can see that one right there, but it's starting to fruit pretty good. It's actually got some pretty decent little tomatoes on it. And got sweet potatoes. These are my sweet potatoes. They're doing good. Now these tomatoes were set out after the fact. We had a row left that we didn't know what we were going to plant in it, and neighbor mowing hay here had some tomato plants, so we really don't even know what kind of tomatoes they are. He just gave them to us. And here's something else that I'm growing this year. Okra. Never growed okra in my life, but it seems to be doing pretty good. I'm going to see what it's all about. I've eaten fried okra in the past, not a lot, but I have eaten it. I know that most of my subscribers are subscribed because of my firearms content, and that's okay. We got some watermelon and some cantaloupe up there my daughter put out. But most of my subscribers subscribe for the firearms content, and that's okay. You know, like I said, we all have more to our lives than just firearms and just the love of firearms. My life has many aspects, and I'm sure some of you share the same likes, and maybe not. Some of you may not raise gardens, but it's a fun thing to do. Provides us with some good vegetables that we've grown, and we know where they've been. Now my corn, I set this corn out early, and relatively early. It was still later than it should have been. And I've worked it through twice, side dressed it twice, and I'm going to go through and hoe it again. But I went back last week and put another row of corn right up the middle of this row, so I'll have some early corn and some late corn. And I got a row here, and a half a row down there that I put out. So in between each of these rows will be another row of corn. We love to make pickled corn, so we bought some cabbage from a local farmer's market for $3 a head of cabbage, and they weigh upwards of 12 pounds each. So we will be making some sauerkraut today. I've made it in the past, and we all love sauerkraut and love making it. I use a 5-gallon bucket, and it's pretty simple. Sauerkraut, salt, and that's pretty much it. And maybe we'll do a little video on that and encompass a little more wide range. And for those of you who watch my channel for firearm stuff, you know, keep watching, because there's going to be more of that. That's my primary thing I love to do. But, you know, yeah, don't give up on me just because I post a garden video or camping video or something of that nature. It's just, like I said, all of our lives have more aspects than just firearms. So, but I thought I'd bring you along and let you take a look at my garden this morning. Put in a lot of work on this summer. I spent a lot of hours up here tilling and hoeing and weeding and putting up tomatoes. I still got, like I said, I still got to come back, and I guess I'll use tobacco sticks and do it the old-fashioned way on the rest of my tomatoes, is drive a tobacco stick and tie them up, do them that way. Here's another project I'm working on up here, is a watering system. Now, my house is down that way about, my driveway is 1/10 of a mile long, and my garden's at the upper end. So bringing a hose up here is not feasible. So I ordered this bulkhead adapter, and I got this drum, and I'm going to fill that up with water. I use my riding mower and 5-gallon buckets to cart water up here to fill up the drum, and then I'll be able to use gravity, because from here to the lower end of my garden is probably about an 8 to 10 foot drop. So I should have no problem using gravity to water my garden. And the summers here can get pretty hot and dry. We've been lucky this year and got enough rain, not too much rain, just enough to make things grow. But I'm working on that right there, and I'm thinking about buying some soaker hose that I can lay down the row and just move them from row to row as they need water, and do it that way. Like, this is all new to me. Usually I put out the garden, and whatever God gives it, that's what it gets. But sometimes that doesn't always work out, and my garden tends to dry up. So I thought this year, I have the time, I'm going to try and water it on the hotter days. And I have been doing that we were just carting water up here in 5-gallon buckets and going through and watering everything by hand. That's when I got the idea for this this water system. So like I said, I appreciate everybody watching. God bless everybody, and have a wonderful day. And thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, a comment, like the video. I appreciate y'all, and thank you.